Why you only stupid hat? Guys, I've never seen such a transformation of character in my life anywhere. Hana has had it with Kai. This episode was epic! I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start right now. Welcome back to my video, guys. PG Reviews Terrace. What episode are we on? Episode 38, the costume incident. Now, once I saw that in the title, I knew this episode was going to be fire. When I mean fire, I'm talking flamethrower levels, burning down of a whole building fire. If you didn't see the last episode, the debacle of a date, a double date from hell, which has caused Kai and Hana to basically show that they're not compatible in terms of their personalities and their outlook on life. All right, the girls are back home talking with Vivi, and Hana and Yume lay into Kai. When I mean lay into Kai, I mean they lay into Kai, body blows. I mean, I was just like, this can't be real. And then they also started telling us things that weren't on camera. I'm going to blame the editing because there are things about Kai that we would never know because it wasn't seen in the edits for Terrace House thus far. And basically complain about Kai's selfishness and his thoughtlessness into things that he does and how he doesn't show enough gratitude and his attitude really comes off as being selfish or whatever. Vivi also seems to have a problem with Kai's lifestyle around the house. She noticed how he behaves around the house and he looks like a freeloader. I don't know. But this whole talking behind people's back thing is really something that happens in Terrace House. This is something that's typical in a Japanese society where they have tried to avoid conflict directly with persons. They rather tell somebody else. And so it also drives more conflict because, you know, you're not being direct. And I think the fact that Kai has a Western upbringing as well, this might cause some conflict later on. So they told them about the date, and basically Shacho spent about 160,000 yen, about 1600 US on the whole trip. And they also complained that Kai allowed Shacho to pay for his trip back. Kai spent 200 yen the entire trip in Kyoto. Wow. He didn't pay for any tea. He didn't contribute to any bills at all. That's why if you don't have the money, you have to stay at your bloody yard. Because I don't know what would have made him think that this was okay. You see, if Shacho was like his real, like a friend that he knew, a close friend, then they would have come up with a plan to make it look like both of them covered the trip. But Shacho just wanted to knock Yume so bad. He wanted to have sex so bad with Yume that he was willing to risk it all and flex, according to the girls. Good. Boys are in the room talking and asked about the trip. They said they had fun. Shacho said, well, he got disappointed because, you know, he didn't get to kiss Yume in the tower. He thought things were going well, and he realizes that she cherishes her kisses. I'm like, wait, what? This was unexpected to him based on his expectation of the kiss from Christmas. You see now, Yume, you put in his man's head that he had a chance, and he thinks now that he's entitled to getting kisses from you whenever he feels like. And at this point, Sean is like, isn't that rude to say that you didn't expect her to cherish her kisses? Like, why would you say something like that? Anywho, this is where stuff starts to hit the fan. From now on, it is a blazing fire. It was a roast of Kai. And it's not even a roast in a funny way. The man was roasted like a pig on a spitfire. Roasted like somebody with a fever. Roasted like a man on fire. People, this was something for the ages. Hana, this was your best fight yet. I want you to use this to fuel you into your real fights in real life, because I don't know why she decided to turn into Super Saiyan Goku Black. This girl said, this is not even my final form. She just got progressively angrier, and she just, fam, if Hana said any of those things to me, quarter of those things to me, we're gonna throw hands. I couldn't stay there anymore. Hana comes upstairs crying to Yume. Hold on, wait. My costume is totally ruined. It costs about 1,000 US to make this costume, and I had to go to different designers. Why would somebody not look in the washing machine before they washed it, and they washed it twice, and they obviously use the drying mode? What's going on? And obviously the culprit was nobody other than Kai. And his thoughtlessness of other persons, his way of thinking only about himself comes back up, and they lay into him. And Hana say like, it must be nice not to really work hard for your thing. I literally shed blood, sweat and tears for my thing and for my life. Why does he get to do whatever he wants? All he has to do, is just go around and paint and whatever, and not even working a proper part-time job. I'm like, Jesus, peace, people. All right. this is what you're going to say here, and this is not going to leave this room. And Humans agreed with her, yes, I know, and he just doing this. And I actually sent a group text message about this, not calling any names, because I went to do my laundry, and I saw that some clothes were already in the washing machine. And because I had some time, I started folding the laundry, and I noticed that clothes were mixed up. Men's and women's clothes were together. And I thought, this looks like Hana stuff. So this wasn't the first time it has happened. So this is a build-up going over time. And the fact that Kai didn't even respond to the group saying sorry or whatever, the girls were even more angry. After that, no. Vivi, for the first time in my life, I feel Vivi has actually done something good. Vivi tried to talk to Kai downstairs after after the trip, and he said, hey, do you have something to talk? Vivi told Kai, hey, I wasn't there at the trip, but the girls have been saying that, your attitude stinks and you didn't help to do anything in the way. Kai said, but you weren't there. I showed gratitude to Shacho. He knows my situation and I don't have any money right now, but money will come later and blah, blah, blah. Then Vivi says, no, I'm not asking you to contribute to the house in monetary ways. I'm not asking for more money. I need you to be more positive with your attitude, and I know you're a kind person at heart, but your attitude is showing you different or painting you in a different light, and people are thinking that you're a freeloader. Vivi, I know you're trying to be considerate and nice, but the fact that, I don't know, it hurt Kai because no one said anything to him directly. They went and talked behind his back, which I understand. And he needs to also understand that this is the way of the Japanese people. This is the way of people in the world in general, but especially when you're in Japan, people rather talk about you than talk to you about something. And maybe say, hey, maybe you should, change your attitude and whatever, and it will be better going forward. You can contribute more around the house. And Kai said, but I do wash the dishes, I do these things. But, and then Vivi said, I don't even see you going to your jobs. I don't even know exactly from I've met you. It's only 2 times I've probably seen you gone on. He said, well, I work only the minimum amount. I only do the minimum amount of work because I need to focus on my craft because, I'm trying to get this thing better, And I wake up in the morning and stretch and jog, and then I work on my thing and And he says, right now, time is more important than money. I need to make sure I can hone my craft and do better so that I can do stand-up. If Kai has been spending time honing his craft and this is what he has done thus far, maybe, just maybe, just hear me out, Kai. Maybe the stand-up comedy thing is not for you. Maybe work on the art, drawing and designing stuff. Maybe that's more in your thing. But the stand-up comedy thing, maybe you should just stop if you don't have the true passion for it. So Kai was like blindsided by all this. He's like, I didn't know what's going on. I told Shacho thank you for everything and I showed my gratitude at every point. But the person's looking on didn't see your gratitude. So what's going on? Who is lying? Or who is editing the show to make you look like a douche? Kai. In addition, the girls before this also said that his actions made him look like he was looking down on people. So I don't know what is going on here in this house. Anyway, after this, Kai goes to his stand-up gig and he invited Shion and Shacho. Kai goes on the stage and I kid you not, guys, this was Kai. My mom says that I'm too sensitive. And so well, that's sorry. Okay, so okay. We use words to. Why do we call strawberry milkshake? Sorry, wait. Why do we should just call a strawberry? Wow, that sucked. All this time, Shacho and Shion are like, what the hell is going on here? The crowd laughed a couple of times because he was really bombing. And guys, yeah, so it was this point that I knew. But I knew before that I knew that this comedy thing needs to stop. Because if this is something he feels he's good at or wants to do, it was just one of the worst train wrecks I've seen in my life. He came on the stage right after and they still bigged him up and clapped and like, oh my God. He came home now and this is the scene, guys. The scene of the century. I'm like, that's too much. The scene of the season. He comes home and Vivi asks, oh, I really want to see her live. And other boys are like, I don't think you wanted to see us live. But, and he said it was interesting. Kai said his live, his stand-up comedy, Kai says his stand-up gig was interesting. What's interesting about that, Kai? With that, Vivi said, oh, you must have come a far away from 3 months ago. Vivi, he could not even say words out of his own mouth. How is that interesting, Kai? Huh? Hana and you may come downstairs. And they say, welcome home. And pause. I missed the whole scene. Kai's downstairs with Shion and Vivi, right? In the living room. Yume and Hana come downstairs and they're asking, oh, was Kyoto Tanoshi Kata? I say, oh, Tanoshi, yes. Tanoshi. So Hana is glaring at him and saying, so Vivi asks, did you come back with the girls? No. And Kai's like, no, me and Shacho went to some temples and thing and we were chilling out. Then one of the girls asks, so did Chacho pay for your trip coming back? He did. And the girls were like glaring at him again. And I said, no. I said, I told him thanks and and they said, hey, really? You paid for it again? He said like, oh, he's kind. And the girls were like, this reloaded mother pearl. And they stared. The cameras picked up glaring. Fast forward now to the scene that we need to speak about. Because this is where all hell broke loose. This is Kai Hana. Hana from the top rope. Boom. Hana destroyed Kai. Hana has had enough of Kai. And Hana laid into that mother pearl. My guys, my ladies, anybody who is watching or what you identify as, if you want to see a read in Japanese, this is what you need to see. If you want to see somebody get broken down, get unpacked, this is what you need to see. Hana start ball. As usual, I said, it's your fault. Why don't you say anything? There was a washing machine thing. Wouldn't you look in the washing machine before you put your clothes in? Why wouldn't you look? My whole costume is ruined. Say something, idiot. Say something. I'm like, Majide. Honto. He's like, basically he said, Majid. I go, man. Kai, it was like Kai back at his stand-up. Kai was speechless. All he could say was, go, man. You're an idiot. Go, man. You're stupid. Go, man. I hate you. Go, man. He just kept saying, go, man. That's all Kai could say. I was like, Kai, say something. Hana is upset with you. You use the washing machine and ruin her costume. Now you have to leave this house. I think that's true. Yeah, he has to leave. Kai has to leave the house. Hana just took off all the gloves and started punching barehanded. How can you go around in life being easy like this, huh? I had to work really hard for this. My literal blood, sweat, broken bones to do my life. You know nothing about hard work. You know nothing about pursuing your passion, right? You must be nice, right? Just to float around life, floating through life, spending 2 in Kyoto, blah, blah, blah. It must be nice, huh? Right? Just doing whatever you want to do. Fuda. Like doing whatever you want to do, not having to actually work properly and make money and do things. This shit is important to me, fam. Say something. Say something, boy. Say something. Like, are you dumb? Kai was like, go, man. How can you want to be a stand-up comedian and you can't even bring laughter to people closest to you? You can't bring happiness to the people closest to you. So how can you bring laughter to 100,000 people you don't even know, fam? I'm like, Hana, all right, I know you're angry. Just hold it in. Just hold it in, Hana. This is not necessary. She went off. Meanwhile, Vivi is trying to come on. Hey, just look at this as an opportunity to make, to get a better costume, to fuel your career, to go on to a bigger, better fight. I don't want to hear anything from you, Vivi. Shut your damn mouth. You know the white princess stealing boyfriend person. You stole you from. Well, I don't know if that was what she was thinking, but I don't want to hear anything from you, Vivi. I want to hear something for the person that caused all these problems. Man, Hana really just ripped the balls from Kai, eviscerated them, then ripped out everything out of his soul. She snatched his soul, people. Like, I don't know how I could stay in the house after this. Because Hana went off. Hana went off like a bomb. Who the hell do you think you are? I'm like, whoa. Why can't you think properly? All the time you're thoughtless. I'm like, Jesus have mercy. I was shook. I was shook, guys. Kai, you gotta leave. You got to go. Yeah, where was this Hana when there was, She also makes a point to point out that other members of the house would not do something like this. And it was obviously Kai that did it. She said, you guys wouldn't do anything like this, right? You would obviously look into the washing machine and check before you wash, right? And they were like, Then Vivi rightly said, hey, people make mistakes all the time. We're human, right? This can happen to others. It was an honest mistake. No, it's not an honest mistake. This is something that always happens with Kai. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Hana didn't want to hear anything at that point. She was seeing red. So Vivi ran upstairs crying because this was so intense. I had to pause the video because I couldn't deal with all of this. I had to take a breather, take a walk, showed it to my friend on the PlayStation Network, Jirio, this is crazy. You have to watch this episode. Came back, Hana went upstairs, but before she went upstairs, she said, take out this stupid hat and hit that hat off Kai's head. And Kai was like, oh, what the fuck? This is the first time I've seen Kai being really expressive. Now, Yume says to Kai, what do you plan to do? What's your plan of action? Kai says, well, obviously I want to pay for the costume and apologize again and whatever. Then Shacho says, well, it's going to be difficult to replace the costume because it's a custom collaboration between designers, right? Then Shion says, and this was the most important point, more importantly than paying for the costume, Kai, you need to have a change in attitude. Show more effort around the house. So apparently everybody knew this was going on. Everybody knew that Kai was doing this ish, but didn't say anything to him. Kai was basically not carrying his weight around the house, and the fact that he wasn't actually contributing in terms of food and stuff apart from buying rice a couple of times, people had this inside holding and not saying anything to him. And this is what I dislike. You're supposed to be living together as friends, co-ed living and whatever, and you have an issue and you keep it within and don't say anything. And this is why a lot of issues in Japan get resolved by an unfortunate means involving trains sometimes or going to a forest. If you know, you know. The episode ended with camera on Kai because he's the star of the show. The angles, the editing on this episode were superb. They focused on 3 scenes, no fluff, just straight fire. Damn. In the comments down below, let me know what was your favorite part of this episode. Do you think Kai was wrong? Do you think the members of the house were too harsh? Do you think Hana was out of line? Do you think she was justified? What should Kai do from now going forward? Because it will be really uncomfortable living in the house after being done like that. Tell me what you think in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Jesus, this video is going to be long. I'm sorry, but Alright. Whew, Kai, you dead.